Hi everybody, it's Kristin, and I'm back with another book to highlight for you this week. Molly is here with me as usual. She's settled down and she's nice and quiet, and hopefully will be taking a nap while I'm reading and not wandering back and forth over my lap, but we'll see how that goes. The book this week is a fairly serious one. I've tried to do some stuff previously that will make you think, will kind of broaden your horizons. This is a tough one. This is Say Nothing by Patrick Radden Keefe. I have Irish ancestry, and I have been lucky enough to actually visit Ireland a couple of times, both the Republic and Northern Ireland. There is so much history there. And I think one of the things that we tend to forget, and I know that it certainly struck me when I was over there, is that the conflicts in Northern Ireland, known as the Troubles, only ended back in 1998. So it's fairly recent. And although I didn't see any evidence of tension when we were in Northern Ireland, it is, from what I have been told and from other things that I've read, there are still some underlying tensions that are in Northern Ireland. So this book is about a murder that took place during the time of the Troubles. It was in 1972. And the body was found back in 2013. And police began investigating it at that point. But the part that I'm going to read to you is the account of the kidnapping of the woman in question and how everything kind of fell out. When they opened the door, a gang of people burst inside. It happened so abruptly that none of the McConville children could say precisely how many there were. It was roughly 8 people, but it could have been 10 or 12. There were men and women. Some had balaclavas pulled across their faces. Others wore nylon stockings over their heads, which twisted their features into ghoulish masks. At least one of them was carrying a gun. As Jean emerged, pulling on her clothes, surrounded by her frightened children, one of the men said gruffly, "Put your coat on." She trembled violently as the intruders tried to pull her out of the apartment. "What's happening?" she asked, her panic rising. That was when the children went berserk. Michael, who was 11, tried to grab his mother. Billy and Jim threw their arms around her and wailed. The gang tried to calm the children, saying they would bring Jean back. They just needed to talk to her. She would be gone for only a few hours. Archie, who at 16 was the oldest child at home, asked if he could accompany his mother wherever she was going, and the members of the gang agreed. Jean McConville put on a tweed overcoat and a headscarf as the younger children were herded into one of the bedrooms. While they were ushering the children away, the intruders spoke to them, offering blunt assurances, and addressing them by name. A couple of the men were not wearing masks, and Michael McConville realized to his horror that the people taking his mother away were not strangers. They were his neighbors. Divis Flats was a nightmare from an Escher drawing, a concrete warren of stairways, passages, and overcrowded apartments. The elevators were perpetually out of order, and Jean McConville was borne by the rough little scrum out of her flat, through a corridor and down a set of stairs. Normally there were people about at night, even in the wintertime, kids kicking a ball through the hallway or laborers coming home from work. But Archie noticed that the complex seemed eerily vacant, almost as if the area had been cleared. There was nobody to flag down, no neighbor who could sound the alarm. He kept close to his mother, shuffling along, and she clung to him, not wanting to let go. But at the bottom of the stairs, a larger group was waiting, as many as 20 people, casually dressed and masked with balaclavas. Several of them had guns. A blue Volkswagen van sat idling on the curb, and now suddenly one of the men wheeled on Archie, the dull glint of a pistol arcing through the darkness, and pressed the tip of the barrel into his cheek, hissing, "F off." Archie froze. He could feel the cold metal pressing into his skin. He was desperate to protect his mother, but what could he do? He was a boy, outnumbered and unarmed. Reluctantly, he turned and ascended the stairs. On the second level, one of the walls was perforated by a series of vertical slats which the McConville children called pigeonholes. Peering through these openings, Archie watched as his mother was bundled into the van, and the van drove out of Divis and disappeared. It would later strike him the gang never had any intention of allowing him to chaperone his mother. They were simply using him to get Jean out of the flat. He stood there in the awful wintry silence, trying to comprehend what had just happened and what he should do now. Then he started back toward the flat. The last words that his mother had said to him were, "Watch the children until I come back." So yeah, more serious than we normally do here, but also I think a very important book. And so I would like to strongly recommend this one to you, that you take a look at it and you realize how close we are to this part of history. And on that note, we'll close for the week. And as usual, please stay safe, please wash your hands, please wear your masks, and we'll see you next time.